just thinking about midlife crisis and what it is. And what I've realised is it's not actually an age midlife crisis. It's a point at which life becomes a little static. That is, when we're younger, obviously we're always working our way up through school, then we're working towards relationships, then we might be working towards getting engaged, getting married, planning weddings, securing our careers, then working our way up career ladders, making a family, however that might look for you. And then once your kids are through sort of the main early milestones, you've done nursery, you've got them into primary school. So for me, I've got 2 kids in primary school now. Admittedly, one is a challenge. But I realised there's a point now where what are you striving for? What are you working towards? And, we've got our home, we've got our family. We've sort of done life. We've done levels 1 to 10 of life. And I think at that point where you start to lack goals and you start to lack purpose, I think that's when midlife crisis kicks in. Now, I'm 36 and my husband is 45. So we're totally different ages, but I think we're both meeting this point at the same time where we're just wondering what's next and what have we got to work towards. There is, of course, loads to still work towards if you keep your mind busy. So for me now, it's just made me think I've got to be a little bit more selfish. I've got to have my own goals with my horse because that's my area of happiness. So I am setting myself targets and goals to work towards with her. And what I've realised is that my husband was very competitive as a triathlete, and because of the pressures of work and time and money and kids, he's not been able to train like he'd like to. So he's cancelled a couple of races. Oh, and COVID didn't help either. And when I get home from my ride, I am going to tell him to go enter a big race. Give yourself a purpose outside of just the rat run that we live in every day of get up, take the kids to school, go to work, earn money, pay bills. It's shit. So unless you do have those goals and purposes, I think that's when that horrid term midlife crisis kicks in, and it's why people go and get a bloody motorbike. I mean, I won't get a motorbike and I won't let my husband get one either. But it's funny, you don't understand these parts of life until you are actually living in them. So like I say, I've very much realised that this midlife crisis malarkey, oh God, swap arms, my arm's hurting. Midlife crisis is not an age, it's a state of mind when life becomes static and you've nothing to work towards. So I think my tip would be anybody who's feeling this way, feeling a bit like, life is just a rat run, you do the same thing day in, day out, it's like Groundhog Day. Set yourself some goals. Give yourself something to work towards. No, I'm not a professional counsellor, but as my beauty clients will tell you, I spend a lot of time giving my unsolicited advice to people, rightly or wrongly. But in this case, I think I'm quite right, and I am going to take my own advice and keep carving out that time for myself, keep giving myself purpose. I've got some big goals that I want to achieve this year. I want to affiliate at dressage, and I want to do well in show jumping, and they are my goals. I'm going to work towards them. The other thing is having little snippets going forward to look forward to, even if like your goal is a holiday, a really nice holiday, and you treat, and you want to work towards saving for a holiday, then I think, well, come away from the edge. That is enough of a goal. Trying to ride one-handed next to a ditch, not concentrating, is probably a terrible idea. I'm going to end this video now.